How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of a barrel-aged stout new brewery time in the form of Branch and Blade Brewing. Yeah, this be their clones of Loved Ones barrel-aged stout. Yeah, comes courtesy of my boy Steven. He sent this off. Oh yeah, and it's new brewery time. Yeah, never heard of these guys before. Can barrel-aged stout coming in at 10% alcohol by volume. There's a little bit of story time in the back, but it's kind of weird, so I'm gonna pour this first and then we'll read it. So yeah, what do we have here? It says here, I had a dream a while back that all my friends and family had been cloned. It was my duty to sort through all the humans and clones and decide which one were real and which one were an imposter. The imposters were banished and the humans stayed. It was wild. What if I made the wrong choices? When you banish somebody, you better hope it's not a loved one. So it's a bourbon barrel aged imperial stout conditioned on Guatemalan cacao nibs in vanilla. Label, it kind of looks like, if I mentioned this during the unboxing, if like Prince and the Revolution kind of made a beer. So yeah, doesn't suck. I actually really like the label, to be perfectly honest with you. And that beer looks like a big old stout, barrel aged or otherwise. Kind of malted malt ball colored head, dark as dark could be kind of body. Off to a proper start. So let's see if we can get a nose. Okay. There's barrel in there. And by barrel, I mean there's spirit in there. It doesn't come off overtly hot, but you do get a nice, singeing, decent amount of that bourbon in there. A decent amount of vanilla. I believe you're getting it both from the vanilla edition and both from the barrel itself. A soft amount of barrel char. And there is a little bit of roasty, toasty kind of beer underneath it. But for all intents and purposes, this beer is all about the barrel. And more specifically, the spirit, at least on the nose. It smells nice. I really like the way the vanilla is coming off in here. I think there's a decent amount of barrel vanilla. It doesn't have that kind of cloyingly sweet, over-the-top kind of vanilla. It's more of that from barrel. So it could be that cool combination where you add a bit of vanilla to a beer, and what it does is props up that vanilla that you get from the barrel as opposed to overpowering it. Not too shabby. Let's dive in. Cheers. It's dangerous. I mean, it's not super high in ABV. It's 10%. And, well, it is impactful. And that spirit's definitely there. The vanilla's definitely there. The beer is definitely there. It's not super overpowering, which is kind of appreciative. Appreciative? I appreciate it. And it's weird because it's not a great mouthfeel, but it's not a thin mouthfeel. It's kind of a fun mouthfeel. The vanilla does have that kind of barrel vanilla, but also has that kind of added vanilla. The spirit, the bourbon comes off not overly hot, but it's impactful. That chocolate plays a really fun role in it because you get this kind of powdered, creamy cocoa kind of chocolate as opposed to a chocolate malt. So it's more, I believe the beer is helping that chocolate addition as opposed to the other way around. It's a fun beer. I'm not going to gaga over it. I'm not going to go all crazy over it. But it's fun. It's playing unique in the way it's coming off. And I'm not quite sure how to explain it. You know what it is? It's almost more like a imperial porter than a stout to me. I mean, maybe that's what I'm kind of getting off of it. And when you combine that vanilla, the barrel, the spirit, and the beer, it's kind of like marzipan-y a little bit. Like a creme brulee marzipan kind of mix. So it comes off subtly kind of pastry confectionery stout, but it's not that either. So it's almost like a liqueur. It's probably the best way I could put it. Like if you want to think of what's Grand Marnier, that kind of vibe to it. Like almost like it was, instead of a bourbon, it was a Grand Marnier barrel. That kind of the way all the bits and pieces are kind of coming off. That makes it more of that kind of adulty liqueur kind of desserty thing, as opposed to just pastry stout, fucking cream on ice cream on chocolate on vanilla, all that kind of stuff. So I like it. I think it's fun. It's not gonna it's not reinventing the wheel. It's not like something like that, but at the same time, it's not all that conventional. So just the way it comes off is fun. Interesting. I like the way it plays. I dig the label. Fun beer. Cut to the chase. is this one of the better barrel-aged stouts I've had as late? It's worthy being in the conversation. It's just not, the wow factor isn't there to kind of get it towards the top. Now, reverse here, go back. Is it one of the more interesting beers I've had as of late? Yes. Still not Mount Rushmore status there, but it's a little bit higher in the seedings. I just like the way it comes off. It tastes unique. I keep going back to that kind of Grand Marnier kind of liqueur kind of thing that it plays off of. At least for me. And I think that's interesting. Value and availability, no idea. Steven, let us know what's what. And leave you with, if you like what we like this beer. Yeah. If you like chocolate liqueurs, and you like barrel-aged beers that are interesting and not overtly, bizarrely gigantic 2x4s of the face, because like I said, again, 10%, it's not a big beer, and it doesn't come off as a big beer, but it doesn't come off as tiny beer. So if you like these fun little beers that are doing barrel aging and doing it in a fun, unique way, there you go. There you go. Thank you very much, Steven. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our review down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers, all the burps. Massivebeers@gmail.com if you'd like to reach out an email. If you'd like to see me doing the whole social media stuff, you can check me out at Massive Beers. Type that in the old Googs. If you want to check me out doing the podcasting stuff, Beer Massif, type that in the Googs. And hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of Branch and Blade right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.